little stumped on this one right here because it doesn't really scream Soviet art, but it's interesting. I mean, art experts out there, what would you say this type of art style is? Because there's a lot of bit of a mixtures up in here. It's beautiful though, it's pretty cool. Alright, so we're gonna check out some of these food restaurants here that they have, because I saw quite a few of them and some of them look very unique. So we're gonna see what they have. Давай. Wow, they have Uzbek food here. This is a surprise to me. You can go check out Samsa. Uzbek food. You get plov. Brings me back some good old times being in Turkestan and Kazakhstan. Cool. And then if you want some good old Georgian food, here you go. They got it too. Kimkali and everything. See that? They even have the original Georgian side of the country. So, it'll show. So puri. I can't eat that because it's too much cheese and too oily for my diet. But I miss it and I love it so much. I would hands down go blah, 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 eat it all up. Hey, look what they did to this old Soviet tram. They turned into it's probably like one of those summer spring bars. See, alright, Romania, I know you guys have a lot of those old Soviet trams chilling there in your tram graveyard. This is what y'all should do. Put it in the secret, or the Eden's Garden. Put it in Eden's Garden in the middle of Bucharest. This is cool. This is really cool. You know, ugly looking mechanical transportation now turned into a bar. It's called Astu Trami. Yay. I like that. Alright, so now I left Old Town and I'm showing you guys a very artsy district called Kalamaja. Hopefully I said that right. So this district, which in translation to English it means like fish, something about fish. Fish city? Whatever. My English is bad anyways too. But if you're just brand new to my channel and didn't know this, and I have a lot of increase in subscribers, which thank you all, by the way, I really appreciate it. Hopefully I'm meeting y'all's expectations, but at the same time I'm not here to push my YouTube channel. I just want to show everybody the beauties of different cultures and stuff. But if you're brand new to my channel, if you didn't know, I am an artist. I went to school and I studied at Tech University for art. I graduated with a bachelor's degree, my 4-year degree with sculpting. I was a metal sculptor. So I'm a big person who appreciates art. I'm a big appreciation of art. I love it. And I like checking out different art districts too. Hence the whole reason for my channel as well is to see a lot of these former Soviet monuments and relics before everyone destroys them. I'm not going to do a whole tour video on Kalamaja neighborhood because you can find an overabundance of these videos on YouTube. This video will be focused on the art. That's right, art. Now, why art? The magic about art is that it curates conversations. It's a record of time period that was once around and still or prevalent to this day. Here's my art background. I've always been a creative person, from drawing a starry night by memory as a child. I studied art throughout my teenage years until I decided to study and graduate at Tech University. I've been featured in a handful of solo and group exhibitions, and I really became fascinated with the Slavic culture once I joined the military. Some may ask, why Soviet art, Eden? Well, the Soviet art still litters
former satellite countries of the Soviet Union. It's actually fascinating and relevant to this day. First, I want to make a disclaimer though, okay? For all you slacktivists out there, what I share from an art perspective and research into socialist realism, later referred by as Soviet art. My opinion and conclusions does not mean I support any side or party. I am just studying a culture and an art and sharing my findings. Now, if you want to start measuring me up, I've served 6 years in the Marine Corps, I studied art at a university level, and I made all these traveling videos. I think my track record stands. Now, let's continue on. First, one must understand the Soviet lifestyle. I'm an American, and here in America, I personally feel like we are privileged that we never had to have direct influence from the Soviet Union and communism in our homeland. Unlike actual countries that were either oppressed or had them in their backyard. This is what I mean by direct influence. Now, US had its fair share of Red Scares, but they were contained during these time frames. Here's the thing about communism. It can never achieve successful governance that it tends to be. And why is that? It always ends up with a tyrant in full control. It's a naturally paranoid government against its own political enemies and citizens. Neighbors spy on neighbors. The KGB were everywhere hiding. Freedom of speech was suppressed. Now imagine what the artists had to deal with during that time. Socialist realism originated from the Soviet Union by the man named Anatoly Vasilievich Lunacharsky, who became the director. Under leadership of Lenin, artists were a little bit more free in expressing themselves, but not until Stalin came into power. Then the Soviet Union artists faced severe repression as the Soviet government strictly controlled the arts. Some artists would be imprisoned or terminated if they displeased the Soviet system and or leaders. I share an interesting view from a Soviet artist by the name of Aloysius Smilingas. He's an artist that actually went against the system. He says this: "You want the good life? Betray the communist leaders." It's a simple rule. Make sculptures of Lenin, you paint noble life of leaders, socialist icons, happy workers, heroic soldiers, and you'll be guaranteed a profitable commission. Good studios, materials, and tools. Those who didn't want to serve the system, they had to make a life of their own. Rupsikas brought up very good questions below in the comment box, and I'm going to address the questions here. This statue is the first president of Estonia, Konstantin Piats. Now, forgive my ignorance because I'm not familiar or from Estonia, but when I first saw this statue, it was revealed in October 2022. I didn't know this, and I mistakenly thought it was a Soviet art. Now, this is the reason why I thought it was Soviet art. On the left side, you will see examples of actual Soviet art pieces. You can see a comparison of why I got it confused with the figure on the right side. With the rise of war wariness falls in the Russian Federation due to the Ukrainian conflict and NATO aggression. All the Baltics are rising more to the occasion and eradicating Soviet art, creating a mass extinction of an art style that has already surpassed test of time. And Rupskas, that should have answered your second question. Now, it's not only eradication of Soviet art, but it's also a cancel culture of Russia itself.
Is in Estonia, but classes here are held in Russian. Narva is on the border with Russia, and 97% of the population.
Throughout this journey through the Baltics, we will see how stressful it is during this whole Russian-Ukrainian conflict. And we will see if we are able to find all these Soviet art relics and monuments before they're all eradicated.
Because people are trying to destroy them. I don't blame them, but still, I love art. And I have appreciation of art. And that is an art style that we won't ever see again. So we're going to see what Kalamaja has to offer with the different arts. Not going to stay here too long because it's not really that big. And we got a tour, alright? So, давай. Здравствуйте.
Здрасте.
Один, вода, пожалуйста.
Чё?
Дежигим. Да.
Жигем?
Да.
План?
Да, один.
2,40. Угу. И 17. 7 чин.
Ой, спасибо большое.
Пожалуйста.
До свидания.
До свидания.
And of course, you have your fish market here, because you know it's the name of the district. So if you ever need some rib, get some fish, it's the place you want to come. Come and get your caviar. I bet you it's a little expensive though. Yeah, 25 euros. Oh, it's not bad. It's not bad. All right, we gotta go though. We have some KGBs stuff to do. Go see some museums of KGBs. Go see their tactics. See what the Estonians have to deal with. Something that makes me concerned about being on this trip, I'm even in Scandinavia, but every week it seems like we get closer and closer to less daylight outside, and poses a concern me as a photographer, because droney really won't be getting too much action if we start the day off a little late, because we need some daylight. And although droney is pretty sophisticated on shooting some good footage, we also have rain out here during this time of the year. What is this? November right now. And you can see it's pretty wet outside. And water and drones, no bueno. Nie хорошо. So that's something I'm just concerned about. Okay, friends and family, so over here we have the Baltic Sea. This is the seawall. It's where all the ferries and the ships and the cruise lines come in. Now, whew, I'm a little winded, had to walk stairs, all right? So, I don't want to have really high expectations from everything I read on the internet, the things I've seen in people's blogs, and seeing pictures. So they took all the Soviet art here in at least the city or around all of Tallinn, and maybe I think all of Estonia, and they displaced it all here at this park. Instead of destroying all the Soviet art and relics, they just moved it here. So we're about to get there, and hopefully I'm not disappointed. Oh yeah, I think I'm getting really close, because look at this. This looks very Soviet already. Random piece of slab of concrete falling apart, not looking over anymore. No maintenance being done on it. I'm getting pretty close. I could feel it. Okay, what are we seeing here? What are we seeing here? So, I'm not gonna bother saying the name of this monument, but the proverbs behind this art piece here is to commemorate all the lost souls who have died to communism during the Soviet Union occupation here in Estonia. And so, I'm assuming these are the souls who are, you know, fighting between this dimensional rift between two worlds, trying to fight for the freedom of their own human rights, and then trying to fight against the solid Soviets like lifestyle, this prison. So, and just walking down, depends on where you're coming from, walking down towards this direction, you can see the freedom to see. And then if you're walking towards the opposite direction, you can see just this darkness, the forest, the earth. So it's pretty depressing, but it's very strong art piece, and it's built inside the ground. It's pretty solid. This is worth the hour walk of coming over here outside of the city. There's supposed to be more Soviet art out here, so let's see. There's supposed to be a lot more memorials for the commemoration of those who have passed during the communism. So let's see more. I think this might be like a war memorial right here where we are at the 3 big crosses. There's a lot of little crosses around here, but these are the 3 big ones that I've seen. I think we're standing at a war memorial, but it doesn't look like it's being kept up anymore, because it looks pretty run down. Still, the yard is maintained, but it's off season, so I'm not really sure. But it tells you all the different, like, I understand this. This looks like it has to say infantry division, so this looks like maybe everybody that fought for Estonia's freedom, because there's Netherlands, General Seifert, more Netherlands, Nordland, Denmark. So let's see what else they have around here. Are those bullet holes? There's no way. Oh my gosh. So that's a pretty interesting concept. You notice all these little holes in here. The ones that are full of light. Watch, I don't know if you can see this on the camera. Let's see if you can do it. That's pretty unique. I like that. It would be interesting to find out if this is like an original wall that they took it off during the war somewhere and just smoothed out the bullet holes. But wow, like, that's very haunting. But like, it's gonna be in my mind for the rest of my life. Like, that is this guy right here. I wonder if he ever thought he would be memorized like this. Very good job, Estonia. Very good job. I like that. Get all the names right here. Man, freaking war. War is just so hectic. It's chaotic. It can also be good in some ways. And I'm saying that because I'm a former Marine. I did my time. But that's why I give my tribute to coming to these memorials and seeing them, because these people gave their everything. They sacrificed a lot. Wow. And right now it's very occurring situation that's going on because of the Russian-Ukrainian war. We're still running into the same issue. People still want to go to war, and it's 2022. About to be 2023. You would think we'll be like creating flying cars and, you know, everyone's kumbaya with their neighbors, but no, people are fighting. It's so sad. And in communism, like, people want to recreate communism all over again, but just on steroids in a different way. And like, it's just, we already seen enough memorials built about the horrors of communism, and now they want to do it under like the horrors of like socialist democratic communism on steroids. You have communism no matter what, and it's gonna be bad. People are gonna starve, they're gonna die. Some few are gonna thrive from it. The aristocrats. That's how the gulags became, you know, so poorly ran. Horrible idea, by the way. But most of those gulags, majority of them, were all aristocrats who were in charge in the military. Politicians who are aristocrats, because there's always going to be some some few that are gonna gain from it all. Let's see if we can find the Soviet Union monuments though, the art pieces. That's what I'm looking for. Alright, friends and family, so doing a little bit of scouting because my patience is becoming very thin because I'm cold. I've been walking for almost 2 hours and all the sweat is making me cold. But I think I found the statues. I think I found what we're looking for, and hopefully we get a chance to go and see it. Okay, friends and family, it's a very beautiful manor. It's a palace. That's the history of it. Some count, him and his family, they built this place, but with the fall of the Russian Empire, or the Soviet Empire, excuse me, no, the Russian Empire, whatever, they lost this place pretty much, and then this place is seeing the hands of different nations occupying this place. So if you're looking for the monuments, come to this place. You saw it on that picture, that name that I could not say. You smell that? That smells like Soviet. Now, the Soviet Union does have a distinct smell, okay? But that smell, oh my gosh, baby. Woo! Whoa! I may have found all the Lenin statues consolidated in Kazakhstan, but I found all these statues consolidated here in Estonia, baby. Look! So, you know, the father of the Soviet Union, Vladimir Lenin, all right? So let me tell you the proverbs behind this statue here. It's made out of bronze, okay? And this is really interesting. It was built there in 1952 in Tartu in the square, and then obviously people took it down and they tried to do a criminal case against them, and then I don't know whatever happened to that. It doesn't state here, but the city government decided not to put Lenin back in its old spot, and then after that, years afterwards, the statue stood in a yard waste disposal company, and there was a plan to melt down the bronze and use this material to restore a statue of Martin Luther, and that did not find any support to do it, and then this statue was brought to this museum in 2005. Bronze is a very expensive piece, so that's material wise, that's very valuable right there. But to also find like Lenin statues are very, very rare, especially because no one really likes the Soviet Union. So to find so many Lenin statues, I mean, this Estonian History Museum is just trying to consolidate them all to this place. So if you know any statues of the former Soviet Union, contact them because they'll probably really want to take it.
Here in the southwest part.
Okay, so
I can. Okay, let me see. I have some photos. If I can find them, and there should be the place also.
this would be really interesting to find some more of these monuments, and I'll be making my way all the way down to Lithuania.
Yeah, there's a. Okay, here you can see those
Wow. Okay.
statues. They
There's
have
even
paintings.
as well.
Brezhnev, Lenin. It's like a gobelin or
It's
weave.
Weave. Okay.
Yeah.
Tapestry.
Tapestry.
Yes.
It's a tapestry. Yeah.
Mhm.
They used to make a lot of these tapestries during the Soviet times. Then there's
Wow, that's a
lot
full
of-
body.
a lot of Lithuanian communist dignitaries. That's Stalin in the woods, and then there's
My gosh,
that's a like a glass window,
Stained glass.
stained glass. Yeah, Lenin.
Man, where is this place? I need to find it.
No problem.
I need to find this place. You ride a bike?
Yeah,
Nice.
Yeah, I was with my friend. We were touring. It's Druskinikai.
Okay, let me look this up.
Druskininkai.
Okay. All right. I found it.
You found it.
Soviet Union Park.
Right.
That's gonna be amazing.
Yeah, that's more of these.
Yeah, I'm gonna be all lending out. And they really preserve their lives, especially Lithuania. They just destroy everything. They didn't really want to have any association.
Yeah. But luckily they have a
Man,
Grutas Park.
Grutas
Park. It's the name of the exact place.
alrighty. I'm gonna definitely remember that.
Right.
What's your name?
Vesa.
Vesa.
Yeah.
I'm Eden.
Okay.
Yeah,
Nice to meet
pleasure.
you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for
And
telling
if
me
you
all this
go
information.
if you go to Budapest, there's one which is a little bit outside of the city
Okay.
with huge statues.
Huge statue?
Yeah.
Alrighty. I need to find a way back into the city, but already.
Okay.
Cheers. Perhaps these shadows from the past will help us show that freedom is fleeting.
Running through the last of my thoughts, standing on the edge of my time. Every